Hi, I'm Kittie Caracciolo here at Splitcoaststampers to show you some of the steps I take to create a more natural looking flower made using the rolled flower dies. Uh, the first thing I do is I start with a really good small pointed pair of tweezers and uh, grip the end of the rose very tightly and turn and try to keep the bottom of the rolled edge as close to straight as possible. I'm just going to roll around here really quick. Trying to make sure here that I'm keeping my hands in the picture. You can see I'm rolling down a little bit. That's natural. Just keep going. I'm using a very large die to make it easier for you to see what I'm going to do after we get this attached. How I'm going to turn back the petals. I think rolled flowers are really beautiful, and sometimes I think we find them a little intimidating. I'm just letting this get a little loose because we don't want it to be bound so tight that we don't have room to turn the petals back. Okay, I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to let this roll back just a little bit. I'm going to put glue here on the bottom. I'm going to go around a little bit. I'm going to put glue here on the tab. It's held in place pretty good. Let it dry just for a second. So you can see we have a pretty tight rose. And what I do to make that a more natural look is I take a pair of pliers and I start on the outer edge and I start turning back. And I go around from petal to petal. Just turn and keep building out the outer layers of the rose. Just keep going around and around. I think this just adds so much more natural flow to the flower. It's not straight up. There's no flower that has a petal that is sticking straight up all the time. And you just want to be gentle. I just tore that a little bit, but nobody's going to know the difference because I can hide that little tear with the next petal that I'm going to be turning back. As you can see, this is just already creating so much more of a natural looking flower. If you don't have a pair of good pliers, you don't have to go get them at the craft store. This is a pair my husband gave me out of his toolbox a long time ago. You can use needle nose pliers. I'm not exactly sure what you call this kind of plier. I do have needle nose, but sometimes I feel like they grab a little too tight for me because the nose is as pointed as these tweezers that I used. So you can see it's just a little bit of a time-consuming process, but it's building a rose that's going to be beautiful. And what I'm going to do is make a few of these and create a card for you so you can see the finished product. But we thought it would be nice for you to see how it is that we can make this flower look a lot more natural. If you get it a little unwound in the center, sometimes I've taken my tweezers and put back in and just pushed down the speck. If the glue is still damp, it'll hold. There's really nothing hard about this, as you can see. The most difficult thing about it is just making sure that you have the base of your flower glued really well and held in place tight. And if it comes a little loose, just, you know, reach in there. I can feel this is coming loose. I can reach in there and put a little more glue. Oops, I put a lot more glue, but that's okay. But as you can see, just turning the edges back of this really just makes such a pretty flower. And it's the same step with any size rolled rose or rolled flower that you use. I particularly use this larger size so that you would be able to see, but I love making the little teeny ones with some of the other dies that I have. And don't be afraid to just push back a little bit with your fingers, because it's not really hurting the flower. Here's another one I did just a few minutes ago before I started this video. I wanted you to see one that I had made and taken a little bit more time with. It's pretty. This one's going to be pretty when I'm finished with it. But so you can see, the way you can add a more natural appearance to your flower is to get out a pair of pliers, or you can use your tweezers. I just find that my tweezers aren't as strong as I like them to be and don't give me the ability to turn the petals back as well. Okay, there you have it. This is Kittie Caracciolo again, and I'm showing you my rolled roses. Thank you.